everyone, here we are on page 6, and so I just want to pull on page 7 real quick. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to duplicate this pattern, even though, oops, I might need to trim something out. It looks like this is a little too small. This is not going to be a pocket. We're going to install flaps on top of it, but I want to kind of mimic the pattern that I've created here on page 7. But it looks like I might need to trim out a separate piece. So let's set that aside. I'm going to have to find some more of this. This is from the 8x8, and this is from the 12x12. And since this is already trimmed out, this piece, I know I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. So it's actually not trimmed out. Double check, yeah. Okay, now it is. It's a little too small. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink and install this, and then we're going to find a piece of this checker pattern or gingham pattern to lay next to it. This one's a little too narrow. Hopefully I have another piece of that. I think I do. Actually, before I glue this down, I'm going to verify I have another piece of this, because if I don't, then I can make a wider piece of this to cover that gap. So let's see, what do I have? Yep, I do. Okay. So let's go ahead and lay the yellow piece down, and then I'll trim out a piece of the blue to fit. And this is going to just be the base. We're going to install some flaps on top of this. I'm going to look really quick just to verify my orientation, and it is correct. Okay, now I'm going to trim out a piece to go here. So sorry, I thought I had already done that. This will take just a second. Hello, Nala. My puppy just came to see me. And then I think I'm going to have to check one more time. Okay, that should do it. Let's see. Very good. Okay. And just as a reminder, this is page 6, 7. Again, this is from the 8x8. The gingham is from the 8x8. This is from 12x12. Beautiful. Okay, now when I come back, we will install some flaps here. I need a minute to get everything organized and inked up, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Hey everyone, it's Daphne, and we are working on page 6. So I pulled page 7 in to kind of look at them side by side, but this is page 6, and it's going to be a very similar layout to page 3, where we're going to have a fixed mat that is actually going to become a pocket, and then we're going to have 2 top-down flaps. So I made the mistake of adding the mat before I adhered it to the page, only to realize that I wanted to have a magnet under it. So I'm not going to make that mistake this time. So I'm going to set that aside, and what I've decided to do is I'm going to adhere this pocket 3 sides, and it's just a flat mat, and then I've got these top down. So I am actually going to start with my top down flaps. and position those where I want them, and then figure out how to position that. And then once we get that pocket in, we can locate the magnets. And I do have the A sides trimmed out for this, but I am going to have to break in the video to get the B sides ready. Here it is. Just want to make sure I'm getting this in straight. And that's straight. Okay. There we go. There's one. And now I'm going to put the second one in, and I'm just going to, that's not it, stagger it slightly. Okay. There we go. And now we are ready to go ahead and place this one. So I think I want it about right there, which is, it might as well be centered. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll center it right there. So we're going to put some glue on it. 3 to 4 sides. And then I'm going to center it left to right, roughly. I'm just eyeballing it. Let's see if I've got it even on the bottom. It looks good. Okay, so that's it. All right, so now, because these are all in place, we can go ahead and add our magnets. And we're going to add one right here. And I need some tape. Okay. Ooh, that is too close to the edge. So I'm actually going to move that. I'm going to move this one up. It's too close to the edge, meaning that it's going to be hard for the designer paper to go over it and cover the magnet completely. So I am going to shift this magnet up. Right there. There we go. And let's lay this in. There we go. There we go. Okay, now those are in place, we can go ahead and start laying in some of our designer paper. And here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this on the top. This is from Patterns and Solids. I'm going to go right there. I think I got enough glue on this corner. Now that's too much. There we go. All right, and then on the base, on the very bottom, we're going to do this bright yellow. I think it's so cheerful. This will go here. There we go. And then we need a piece here, and this is what I've chosen. So this is going to go here. I just think that's very pretty. And then I'm just going to pull in, this is page 7, so you can see there's a lot of continuity here. Okay, let's get this in. And then I'm going to have to take a quick break and trim out the B-sides, which won't take long. I'll be right back and we'll have this all wrapped up in just a few minutes. Lovely. Okay, I'll be right back with B. Okay, I've got my B sides trimmed out, but we need to ink them real quick. Patterns and solids. Okay, and then I trimmed out a little strip that'll help mask the hinge. You don't have to do this, but I like it. Oops. Oops. Okay, and then I've done the same thing here. This was not quite big enough, so I found another piece that I could use to cover up the flange or the hinge here. This is from the 8x8 collection, and so is this pattern. It's just the flip side of this, but it's not going the same orientation, so I decided that I'm going to do the contrast instead of trying to make it match. All right, yay, we're making some progress. It's funny, when I get toward the end of a project, because all the design work's essentially done, it's mostly construction now, I'm already thinking about my next thing. Sometimes it's hard to stay focused. Trying to see what is the right orientation. This is a pattern that's really hard to tell if it has a direction, but I think it's this way. And if you flip it over, you can't tell on the other side either. There we go. Now I'm going to ink this little strip, lay it down, and we are just about done with this page. We'll do a quick walkthrough, and then I'm going to show you, point out the pocket that we put in, and that we did the magnet right this time instead of having to mask it like we did the last time, but I still think I'm going to put some embellishment strips on this page, as well as stickers and chipboard after I go through that whole process of embellishing it. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let's turn it right side up. Here's a couple of tags that I've trimmed out. I will cardstock back them, but for now I just kind of want to share them with you. Got a pocket here, and it's likely that I'm going to put a couple of tags in here. We also have room for ephemera. It is a 4x6, so you can get a relatively large ephemera or even a photo in there. And I will add some things, and you'll see that in the walkthrough as part of the overall embellishment of this page, but I'm gonna leave those in there so I don't forget to do that. And that's that. And then you'll see that's peeking out slightly. So I think it's gonna look really cute when it's all done. Okay, thanks everybody. That is the end of page 6.